Goodness to you. This is Sporty King. And I always say goodness because I don't know whether it's morning, afternoon, or evening, but it's good. Welcome to Gift Friday. How many times, in fact, how many times have you heard someone say TGIF? Thank God it's Friday. Well, I say, what allure does Friday have to that person that took their last breath on Thursday? Or any day before that, for that matter? So I use what I've learned through Psalm 92 and 2. It is good to proclaim your unfailing love in the morning, your faithfulness in the evening. In other words, instead of TGIF, I use TGIT. Thank God it's today. And TGIT, thank God it's tonight. For the gift to be able to wake up, go through the whole day, and have the chance to do it again tomorrow, that's what I'm thanking God for. Thus, what I've learned through Matthew 6 and 34. So don't worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will bring its own worries. Today's trouble is enough for today. TGIT. Thank God it's today. Thank God it's tonight. But consider another use for TGIF, and that is trusting God is free. Think about it. What does it cost to be blessed with the greatest gift of the day? Waking up doesn't cost you a dime. And that moves us right into realizing that when we move the T and TGIF from the front to the end, we get GIFT, and we find out what we really must be giving God thanks for. And that is today. Thus, GIFT, God is for today. Gift Friday is the online sharing of one of my original poems and its possible uses to inspire audiences online or in person. Each poem will be my personal gift to you. See, here you'll hear me read it and then share it as this week's gift. When it's over, I'll drop the link in the thread and you can download your colorful keepsake copy. Now, last month, I started what I call my flashback series, where I was sharing poems from over a year ago so that you can read, as you can read that in the promo. But today's gift is actually not a flashback to one that I've shared before. It's a flashback to who I was. And I've chosen actually two poems to read today, two short ones that I wrote about starting a new relationship. They're published consecutively in my book, I Found Out I'm Dying, A Celebration of Life. And I call the book a story in poetry because in between certain poems, I give commentary to be clear about why I wrote what I wrote. That's attached to one of my beliefs that the better you understand the poem, the more you'll enjoy poetry in its entirety. And recognize that poetry is a wonderful source of stress release, storytelling, history, and scripture. Now, the poems will be free to you as a download, as I mentioned, and both are crystal clear. So I'll read the commentary exactly as it's written in the book, along with each poem. I believe that you'll see that the message is timeless and be reminded to slow down and keep things in context. Each of us is in between an older and younger generation from which we choose our messengers as carefully as we are being chosen as messengers. So here we go into the book. And it says, this next poem is called Too Scared. And it's spelled TWO because at the beginning of any new relationship, you have two entities that are not completely sure they can trust the other yet. So often in our society, it is accepted that a woman need be on her guard from being hurt by a man. But sorry about this, guys. Men are equally fearful of being hurt. In fact, any situation involving change can be applied to this poem. Too Scared. See, I don't know what you think I might do to hurt you that could be worse than what I don't know you might do to hurt me. But I'd be happy to open up and lay all my cards on the table in an effort to make you more comfortable and give us the chance to better understand one another and our fears. If you'll go first. And what of that new relationship? What makes it so hard for us to go first? It's the experiences in our past relationships, experiences that we choose to call pain rather than lessons. I don't deny that lessons can be painful, but each person is brought into our lives to help us take a step, not always a step forward, because sometimes we need to reevaluate the road we're on, as I mentioned in another poem in the book called Controlling Angels. These lessons are sometimes being called baggage. And I say that's fine. Oops. And I say, where is it? There we go. All right. Yes, it comes kind of called baggage. And I say that's fine. However, I like to affectionately call them such and recognize that as we unselfishly allow one another to work through our baggage, we work toward a better relationship that has a base of empathy. Thus the poem, Baggage Claim. Now, be sure to reread this poem, replacing the word baggage with lessons. You may even listen to it that way as I read it. Baggage claim. Actually, if you aren't carrying any baggage from your past, we may not have as much in common as we thought. For as surely as you have parents who had parents, who were born unto parents, who were sons and daughters of someone born into an imperfect world after being conceived by a woman who knew a man who had an opinion, your bags can be picked up at carousel number 1. I wrote those poems back. Well, the book was published in 95, so I think I wrote those poems definitely sometime in the 90s. But what I want you to do is remember that you can pick up your messages, your poems at sportyking.com. Have a safe, wonderful, and fulfilling weekend. And remember that this is your gift. Ciao.